In addition to using the PV function to calculate those values of payments, there is another function very similar that can help you to decide when you have, for example, you want to take a loan and you want to decide how you're going to pay this loan, and you had more than one option, and based on the option you select, you might pay more. So let me give you an example. So in this specific example, assume that you are requesting $250,000, and the way you're gonna pay those will be like on 5 years. Each year you're gonna pay 50,000. Okay. Well, the second option you have been given by a bank, that the first year you should manage to pay 100,000. Then by the third year, like the middle of this project, you took this money for 5 years to do. You have to pay 75,000, and at the end you have to pay 75,000. You might, and as you can see, the total is exactly the same. Now you and the interest rate are exactly the same. Now you might think that. Option two is better because you pay first, and then you have a period of time under the third year to pay the rest. However, the interest rate is gonna be different. So the total payment, even though the interest rate is the same, but the total, the impact of the interest rate on the payment in this option two has bigger impact than the option one. So the total, I'm gonna use a formula in a second, what you're gonna end up paying if you use option one is about 22,000 plus value, whereas in option two you're gonna pay 224,000 plus value. So you really have to pay attention. The options look very similar. You look like the total payment is the same. You look at the option looks the same. However, behind the scene, the add up that for the monthly payment is gonna present themselves by using this formula, and you can discover those differences. So let us see the function, how you can use it. Again, it's used in the financial arena when you want to take a loan and you want to compare between the options of the payment that you want to make. Okay.
The NPV function is similar to PV, but it allows for variable payment amounts when calculating the present value of future payments. NPV can be especially useful for comparing two investment or payment options. To use the NPV function, select the cell where you want to enter the formula. On the Formulas tab in the Function Library group, click the Financial button. Click NPV to open the Function Arguments dialog. In the Rate box, enter the interest rate. The NPV Function Arguments dialog calls this the discount rate. When working with NPV, the discount rate is the same as the interest rate, just different terminology. The remaining arguments are the payments, negative values, and income, positive values. NPV accepts up to 254 value arguments. You can use cell ranges, named ranges, or individual cell references. Click OK.
Okay, so as you saw over here, the values that were entered for payment. So the B9, it's our interest rate, the 4%, and the range here from C2 to C6 are those payment. And as you can see, we had only 3 payment divided to, the first year, the third year, and the fifth year. And the amount that the option 2, the total amount of payment that you can end up paying, as you can see, is more than option 1. Okay, that's a really useful function and really used when you want to compare between investments.